Welcome to another meeting of TV Holics Anonymous. Quick, hit the follow button so you never miss an episode. You can also follow us on our socials too: Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Blue Sky, YouTube, and give us a 5-star rating on whatever you're listening to this podcast on. Welcome to another meeting of TV Holics Anonymous. My name is Ruru and I am a TV Holic.
My name is Mimi and I'm a TV Holic.
So today we're doing episode 2 of Isolation, which is the Love Lab. So what's it called? Something Isolation?
Romantic? No, wait, it's
something of isolation, but you guys know what we're talking about.
They're just like trapped in a hill.
Yeah, it's not called Trapped in a Hill, but we kind of know what you're talking about, Mimi. Oh, did you do your part of the intro?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I got a bit confused.
So we are
I'm just looking up what it is. I'm just quickly looking up what it is, and it's called Isolated Romance.
Huh?
Isolated Romance.
Isolated Romance, yeah. Okay. So we leave it where the decision, where Jun-seung gets to choose a roomie, a buddy to take with him to the attic. So the hosts are like cracking up, and they talked about how they were like, oh my god, the first experiment was the bed. They meet in bed, and now they're like layering it. Now they're going to be in a bed together in this attic, but they're in isolation. So is every like experiment going to be a layered thing? They're going to add on another thing. But it's not to be true because they have separate beds. It's like a upstairs, downstairs, like you saying. It's like I think it's like not a bunk bed situation, but there's like a room downstairs and the room upstairs.
It's kind of like a barn situation. You know, when barns have that kind of thing, like stairs, and then like people sleep on the top.
Yes. So he ends up picking obviously Jin-young, who he gave the 30 hearts to, and they go to this attic house. And they firstly end up having like snacks and drinks. Like the way they eat and stuff really just makes you want to snack.
Yeah, it really does. And they got these
little packets of crisps or little like nuts or things, and I'm like,
yeah, it's so cute, and it's kind of like airplane size food. You know what I mean? Little snacks,
bites, like seaweed bites, whatever it is. I don't know, but like
what I wanted to say yesterday, but I forgot, is that how did anyone It's like baffling me how they got running water. They're on a giant rock. Where is the plumbing? Where is electricity?
Because if they're on a hill or something like that, I'm sure there's they could you can access not like an old school well, but like that version of it. I'm sure it's like
they're having showers every day. All of it, multiple people having showers, and probably the crew as well that are up there with them. And also, where's the electricity? Because when they were drying their hair later on in the episode, they've got electricity for that as well. How is this all happening?
It was all a piece of dirt before houses were built, so you can make.
Where are they pulling these electrical wires from and this plumbing from? They're on a giant rock.
They have obviously the pylons and stuff. You don't see all those things because they're not showing that. But there's
obviously any pylons up there. There's no pylons
from the main city in the bottom. It's obviously it's not coming from the end. I mean, it has to be coming from something.
Maybe they just got a generator. They just use a generator for electricity.
I don't know.
Solar power. Sun power.
Didn't really come into my thoughts at all.
Of course not.
So they snack and drink, and you really do see when these guys start drinking, you do start seeing the second episode, they're getting a little bit
tipsy.
Yeah, and the way they talk is they're a bit looser with the way they talk, nothing else. But I mean, they're just a bit more free with the way they talk.
Also, they have the Korean glow, which is some Koreans when they drink they get red.
Yeah. So they start talking about things that they have in common about fashion and stuff, which they already realized that they have in common. But they have other things in common, for example, they talk about their order in Baskin Robbins, which is such a weird niche thing. But they both like rainbow sherbet. That's a specific flavor that not many people like. But they're both like, wow, I don't think this is a thing that makes you want to be with someone. In fact, I think we are someone. If they like,
he probably cyber stalked her and saw that she's eating at Baskin Robbins and that's the flavor that she ate. and that's how that he copied. He
I don't,
copied.
I don't know, but what I'm saying is that do you find it attractive if someone in this situation where you're like, do you feel like it's fate? Where some people are like, oh my god, we have the same things in common, like it's amazing, we're meant to be. I'm thinking the opposite. I
No,
don't
no,
like
no.
it when someone, huh?
No, no, I do think that's like really fate-like, but also I don't know about this situation because later on, as we go on,
I know, yeah.
we realize that he's like, he already knows her. So I think
I'm just
he
saying
might have
from her
engineered the
perspective.
fate. He might have engineered the fate.
Yeah, what I'm saying is from her perspective in general life. Like I noticed this about people and in these programs that people are like, oh, they like the same things. It's meant to be. Because even that happened in Singles Inferno with Minji, where she was like, "Oh my god, he's into sport and stuff like that." Like you latch on to people that are
Yeah,
similar.
because no, because people always look for some people who have things in common with them. Like you don't go for
I
someone
want
who's
to have
like,
the same order ice cream. I want to try something different. I don't want to get the same thing as you. I'd rather you get something different. Like I even do
yeah,
that
but
with
it's
ordering food. I would
yeah,
love
but
for
you're
some
not.
person to order something different so I can eat both things. I don't know. Like
Yeah, no, I like that too, but as in sometimes, like if I like two flavors, like I want the other person to get the other flavor, but you know, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about people like if you have things in common, that means like you're only friends with people that you have things in common with, not people who are like vastly different from you, and that's same with your partner.
yeah, no, I understand like the fashion thing is good. But even then, I don't know. I feel like I would be competing constantly, like, and it would be annoying for me to be like, I like fashion, and I have to go shopping, and you want to go and get your things, and then it would annoy me. I want to be like, no, we're gonna all do my shopping. That's all we're gonna do, and you can sit there. You know, kind of thing.
Oh, okay. You
Not sit
weirdo.
there. What I mean is like it's too much. Like, and then it's like, oh, do you like my outfit? No, do you like my outfit? It's like,
No,
no.
I think you're just seeing how like maybe your relationship is, and you're like trying to like
No, I'm just
justify
saying.
why you like
No, I'm
your
saying it
partner
from the. No, I'm
because you're
just saying
different.
it from the perspective. I'm just saying that is the way I like it, but you like it the opposite way. So I'm just
I think
wondering.
most people
I'm
like it the
trying to
opposite
relate.
way.
I'm trying to see what your thought is on this. But
No, no,
she
no.
doesn't
Most
seem to
people
be
like
like
it the
into
opposite way.
it. But I'm saying it's not making her like. She's saying on paper like we have things in common, but she's still it's not enough for her because she's not attracted to him, and so it's not an overriding.
Because I feel like she thinks maybe he cyber stalked her because of like that situation. Like
So you think up till this point she's like right?
she was a bit like interested because like she was getting interested, and then she thought, oh, okay, so he's seen everything about my life and my ground
We're
and
gonna
everything. So
we are gonna go
okay,
on
let's get into that. Yeah, sorry.
because they get a text to say whilst they're talking to each other, they get a text to say they can reveal their age and job. And she's 26. She's a backup dancer for like K-pop idols, and she also teaches wannabe idols like how to dance and stuff.
Yeah,
And
and
he
kids and probably like rich kids and stuff.
yeah, and she asked him before like what do you think I am, and he said dancer, so he was already showing his cards because that's such a weird thing to say to like it's very
Yeah,
specific. So then he then reveals that I think we have a friend in he's like a friend in common. He first says, but it turns
that's
out
how he
that he
prefaced
just
it.
follows someone on Instagram that is her friend. That so she's in a lot of this friend's pictures that he follows, and so he's seen her there. And this is where your theory comes in that he's like been stalking her.
Yeah.
But then, do you think this is a producer thing? Because the hosts were also like, did you guys know, like constantly they're always like, did you guys know? Like asking the
No,
producers.
maybe it wasn't a producer thing, but it's also like he probably like follows a lot of girls, and then like he probably like just so that he doesn't look like he's following them, he probably follows their friends so he can watch what they're doing, kind of thing.
But it is also weird that this person got picked that he's like pining over.
Yeah, it is. No, but he might be into a few different girls like that, like on his gram, and
Yeah.
he's you
So
know what I mean.
yeah,
It's
so
one of
the
them.
hosts at first they're like, oh, it's his destiny, like it's meant to be. The producers didn't know, and so they're like, wow, wow, wow. And then they also in awe because of like the whole Baskin Robbins thing and the fashion thing, and they're like, they're meant to be. This is it. So he reveals that he's 27 and he's a nuclear welder for like some big nuclear company, Korean nuclear company.
Yeah, he's
Um,
really proud of it.
but he's like a science, like not science, but he's like, I mean, it is physics kind of thing, right? So he must be
No,
quite.
but no, no, no. He dropped out of high school. Like they recruited him straight out of high school.
Oh, sorry, I didn't really listen to
Yeah.
that properly. His dad worked for the. He said that
Well,
his
his
dad
dad
runs
worked
the
for a refrigerator compare company.
refrigerator company, yeah. And so he knew this company, or like he went with his dad one time, saw this company like when he was younger, and then he decided from that point he wanted to do this.
Yeah.
But so it must be like hard hours. It seems like a
Yeah,
proper
yeah.
laborer
So
job, like
yeah. But he seems like pretty good, like really good at it. If you, he must be very, very good at his job, because like he must be at the top, like percentage of percentile of his job, because he is like doing nuclear work, and you have to be very specific for that. Like you said,
all those big generate whatever it is.
yeah. So he must be very good at what he does.
What did you say he reminds you of? Because he's so quiet and he could be like in the side of his mouth.
Serial killer, like my go-to.
So this job adds to that for me, though.
Yes, yes, it does.
It does give another. It makes me feel like
He's
a serial
got some
killer
kind of
could
like,
easily be a nuclear welder.
yeah, or a killer, like
Job
a
for
good outfit for a killer to pass
yeah,
around
like,
as well.
oops, I just chucked you into the nuclear generator.
Yeah.
Like people just going missing around.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Also, I feel like yeah, he's sinister, and I feel like he's a simpleton as well.
He's actually really nice, though.
No, but he's also a simpleton. He doesn't like later on. We'll get
Yeah.
into that later on. Yeah, simpleton.
He's a bit of so they both talk about how they actually prefer long distance relationships, which is, I think that's quite common in Korea, it seems like, because everyone's so far away
And everyone is very like independent and likes to do their own thing, and like you don't want other people to like disturb your life.
So they can't
What?
really like, they work 24/7, so they can't like be in each other's lives like stuck, right?
Yeah.
Unless
It's
they
really
live
long working hours. Like they finish at like 5 or 6, but you're expected to work beyond like until like 9, 10.
So yeah, they both say that they prefer long distance relationships than being closer, because they do like the fact that they get their own time, and then when they meet, it's like, yeah, we're like, it's me and you kind of thing. So the hosts again are like, oh my god, they're so similar. They need to be together. So then they go to Hyun-jin, who's with Si-hyun. So they're left in their normal accommodations, talking, and they're having a chat, and she's like turning up the heat a little bit. She's like testing him and like being a bit flirty with Si-hyun. And then she's like, "You're not really good at talking casually, are you?" Because he gets a bit formal with her. And he's just like, "Look, I just feel awkward." Huh?
Actually, it's called Tamil.
Tummel. Okay. Yeah. And he says he just feels awkward to speak like that right now, because I think he's like, well, we've really only known each other for a day, so I'm going to pull back a bit, keep my options open, and we're going to keep it casual. We're not going to keep it casual yet, because I guess the moment they get casual is going closer to that person, right? Like it means that I'm like into you.
Yeah, but when you talk casually, it means like you feel like free enough to talk casually. Yeah, comfortable enough.
So the fact that he's saying like I don't feel comfortable yet means he's still got his guard up, and so he's letting you know that we're not there yet. So that's how I felt.
Yeah.
They start.
She's like all in at this point. She's all in.
Yeah. So yeah, she's like, yes, they've gone to the attic house. Like this is my moment. So then which I found really, I didn't get this vibe when we first met her at the bottom of the hill. Like at the bottom of the hill, she seemed like a really, for some reason, I think it's because she's like you said, she's not makeup-y, and she's like got that innocent looking like puppy face.
Fresh
face. I was like, oh my god, she's gonna be like very like meek, but she's actually very forward, like, and she's takes the bull by the horns, I guess, like takes the lead. So they start talking about their predictions of age, Si-hyun and Hyun-ji, and he's like, I think that you're older than me. And then she's thinking she's like, oh no, I'm younger. She wants to be younger, as I think a lot of people do, like what the girl wants to be younger. And he would prefer an older woman. So he's like, no, you've got to be older. You are older. And he's convinced that she's older. But she's like, she already had the red flags before from like, he wants to get married straight away. And now he's saying he wants an older girl. Like, she's not really getting the, I know she likes him, but also you've got to realize like this isn't what you really want, because you keep
she's not
flags.
She's not getting the ick.
Yeah,
like she should be getting the ick. Because I'd get the ick straight away. Like,
because again,
it's weird. He just wants to get married. This is weird. Red flag.
But I do think in this situation, because there's only 4 of them again, like, she has no choice but to latch onto him because she really doesn't like the other guy. So she's like looking past it.
No,
Just
but I think it's weird.
she can dump him after, I guess. But
No, I think it's weird because she did like him before in the pictures, and then she picked her 5th guy. Like, she's all over the show, I think. Yeah.
but that she went on based on a feeling of how she felt with this guy. Like, he's got
Yeah, from the
he's got a
small
bit of
talk
chat.
that they did, a little banter.
I know, but you know,
And if the other guy's not interested in you, you can't force him to be interested.
I think you can get a feel for what a person's like, even in a group setting. When Jun-seung is talking, even in a group setting, he's like quite boring. Even though she hasn't directly talked to him, I think you can figure out someone. You're like, oh god, yeah, they're really lame. I can't believe I thought they were hot.
Oh yeah. True. Have been in those situations. Have been.
Yeah. You're like, oh god, it's like embarrassing. Don't tell anyone.
Yeah.
I think he's good looking. So
he does what?
Yeah, so then Jun-seung and Ji-young agree to, well, they're in the attic, they talk because they know each other's ages and their jobs and stuff. They agree to speak casually, and then he's like, oh yeah, we can talk casually when we're together, just the 2 of us, but when we're around other people we'll talk formally. I don't know what that's about.
Yeah, because they don't want to show how close they've got, like, to others, kind of thing.
Yeah, she certainly
Keep it to yourself.
she jumped on that. She's like, yes, because I don't want to show how close we are. I definitely don't want to show Si-hyun that. So Si-hyun and Hyun-jin start talking about work and stuff, and about how like they're working hard in their jobs and how they're quite happy with what they do. And she's like, this is feeding into her thing of like, I want someone who's really happy in their life and loves their work and their job and stuff. So she's like, yay, I'm really happy about that he likes what he does, even though I don't know what it is. And then she tells him like, I'm really glad you're here, like a little flirty comment, little throw at him.
Oh, yeah, I thought that was a bit too much. Like, I would never do that.
I don't think he knew how to handle that, because he just didn't, like, he smiled nod. He didn't really like
No, he was just happy that she's like into him, but he's thinking, I'm going to keep my options open, so I'm not saying nothing.
So then they show like night routines of both of the couples, like drying their hair, brushing their teeth, and then they're like wearing their masks before bed, and like, you know, Jun-seung is like, do you want some water? And he's doing all that stuff with Jin-young, and, you know, trying to be all accommodating to each other.
Yeah.
So
and then he put a toothpaste on, like another one putting the toothpaste on, because, you know, Love Lab, the first 2 episodes.
That must be a thing, like, of showing like you really care, like when you're.
Yeah, I think it's like because it's like your like daily routine and stuff like that, and you can see someone fitting into your life and things like that. I think that's what they're like imagining. Because she started imagining that.
Toothpaste.
That's because you're too westernized.
Horrible. I'm so.
Yeah, you're like too like brute, like a brute force.
My next note says House and Roy are sleeping in separate beds. No, it's Jun-seung and Jin-young. I don't know how that translated to House and Roy.
Okay.
So Jin-young and Jun-seung, they end up sleeping in separate beds. The hosts say that they start laughing because they're like, oh, why did you do that? Like, they should be in the same bed. Like, you guys are silly. Like, the producers, like, just put them in the same bed now.
Yeah,
like,
because it's like odd for us now.
Like, we're weird now because we're so used to them sleeping in the same bed. Like, it's not normal.
Yeah, because I was thinking the exact same thing they were. What?
They're like, I don't know how, like, if it was a literal translation, but they wrote in English and subtitles, like, they've spoiled us with showing the first couple in like beds together. Now we just want them to be in the bed together, and like the awkwardness.
Yeah, because it's weird for us now. Now that they're not in the bed, it's like there's no like tension in the bed.
Just put a soft cushion between them. For God's sake, put them in the same bed. So Si-hyun says so I think it's the next day, but he says that he finds Hyun-jin more attractive now. Because after their chat that they had, he was like, about the work and stuff, he was like, she seems even more mature to me. So that's what he wants, obviously, an older woman. So he's like, I am more attracted to her and I feel drawn to her for some reason. And she says she feels the same. They're like outside. I think this is when they're outside, like in the campfire thing. There's like a little outdoor area before they chop wood. You know, there's like
just before that, you're talking about the morning, yeah?
Mm.
So at night, you know, when they went to go like peek out the window and stuff.
Yeah? Oh yeah.
Yeah, but before that, when they were doing their hair and everything, like, he just plonked himself right in front of the mirror and gave her no mirror space. And
Who
even
was
in the morning, Sheehan, he did that in the morning as well.
no, but then
Like,
he
he
did
just
ask
plonked,
her, it's like, do you not want to dry your hair? Because you'll get
yeah, but he just plonked himself right in the front of the mirror, and she had to, like, from the back, she was like looking at her hair and looking at her face and stuff.
oh, I
You
don't know.
could see that he's selfish from that. You know, only thinks about himself.
Okay.
Don't
Well,
agree? Yeah.
I don't know.
No.
Because the way he was saying it was like, because he was like, you should really dry your hair and stuff. So I thought that maybe he'd asked her before, like, do you want to dry your hair? And she said no. And then he was drying it. And he was like, you really should dry your hair. Like, do you want to dry
Yeah,
it off?
but she dried it. Then, you know, just before they went to look
Like,
out the window, she was drying it on the bed, sitting on the bed
yeah,
there.
yeah. I don't know how much I don't know. That's like looking at, yeah, I mean, if we nitpick every day, then yeah, probably we'll put that on the, it's not a good thing. So yeah, so they're
Not good,
outside the
Poppy.
next, huh?
It's not good, Poppy. Why
Yeah.
it's not good?
Yeah. So they are outside talking about, like, they're chatting, Si-hyun and Hyun-jin, and like I said in the confessional, he said he's really comfortable with her, and she says the same. And then they're like sitting, and she's like, you can see Hyun-jin, like she's actually looking at Si-hyun like with like love, like those lovey eyes, kind of heart eyes at one point, and I was like, oh my god, like already it's been one day.
Yeah, it was a bit too much. Like,
Yeah.
she was like really drawn in.
Yeah.
I think she locked in more because of the situation, because you know, Jin Young came.
Yeah. She was threatened, yeah. So
Yeah,
both
you can see she like seething with jealousy,
yeah.
like in certain parts.
So then in the confessionals, the day after the attic house, Jun-seung and Jin-young are talking about how they felt quite connected after that night, because they were talking about how small things and little details are really important to them, like brushing teeth together gives them butterflies and stuff like that. Like it feels like you're a couple, and then all the similarities that they have. So
This will be in their confessionals. Are you talking about? Were they in
yeah, in the
or talking
confessionals
to each
next day.
other?
No, the next
Oh,
day.
okay, confessionals. Yeah.
So then Hyun-jin speaks in her confessional, and she talks about how, like, I'm really all in on, after last night, I'm all in on Si-hyun. I want us, she says something like, I want it to be an us, which is a bit much. And then the host, who's like the singer, the guy, he's like, pauses it and he's like, wait a minute, I need to put that in a song, that lyric. So he writes it down. He's like, I want it to be an us, and like he starts like,
Yeah, because I think he's a K-pop idol, so
obviously.
I think he's a rapper in a K-pop band.
Okay. Yeah,
Next time I'll look it up so I can
I
give
know
you
we
guys
did
a bit
say it
more
in the
background
beginning.
on it.
We did talk about it in the beginning, what band they were in and what they did. One's a influence, like a social media YouTuber.
Oh yeah, YouTuber. Yeah.
So then it takes a bit of a turn, because then Jin starts talking about in her confessional how she does see like similarities with Jun-seung, and she likes him, but she's like, I am still curious about Si-hyun, so I'm not closing the door on that. Si-hyun talks about how, like, we're really close after that conversation yesterday, and I'm like, the age thing, even if she's younger than me, I'm actually not bothered anymore, which is interesting, like, because later that doesn't feel like that's true. Like, he's saying all these things, like, I feel
Yeah,
connected to
that's
her.
why I think he's like such a
Yeah,
hot boy.
yeah,
He's easily like flipped everywhere.
yeah.
And then
Hyun-jin,
he's saying he wants to get married, so it's like he's so intense, and that's what they do. They like they love bomb.
but yeah, but in a normal situation, that would be like, oh my god, for the girl, but on paper, she doesn't like that. Hyun-jin. I've said
Yeah,
so
she's like opposite. Maybe she's not being true to her like self, or like she's pretending that she wants to be like she wants to try and portray herself in a certain way. So that's why she said, "Oh, I like that guy, that kind of guy." But then she's going to something else, so it's really showing her true colors. Anyway,
like that thing where you say you're attracted to someone on paper, but you end up going for someone different all the time.
yeah, because you're lying to yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah, and to the viewers as well, because you want to come across a certain type of way.
yeah,
Then you can't help yourself.
yeah. it's like the ideal type, because you know, I want someone who's really stable and really nice, but in truth, like, you always end up with people that are unstable,
like
and that's what you
terrible,
like, chaos.
terrible.
You actually like chaos. So that
Yeah.
kind of. So Hyun-jin, when the four of them get together before that log cutting thing, when they're all outside, Hyun-jin gets really quite territorial with Si-hyun in front of Jin-young, because this is where she's like, can you take the pictures? And then they start laughing. She's like, Jin-young is like, can you take a picture of me? And Hyun-jin comes over and looks over at the pictures with Si-hyun that he's taking with her, and she's like, oh my god, that's a funny pose, and like, it's a bit mean. Do you think, like, she was like saying some comments that were a little bit like, what kind of pose is that? She was saying things like that.
Hyun-jin to Jin-young.
No,
Yeah.
But like kind of to Jin-young. But they were taking pictures, and she was behind him.
Yeah.
A picture, and she's like, "That's a weird pose," like kind of thing.
She was just trying to territorial. She was super territorial.
Yeah, she said that's an interesting pose. Like, what weird pose kind of thing, and like that obviously would make Jin-young feel like conscious about herself.
Yeah, but she clocked it. She, like, in her confessional, she's like, I can tell she's like, she's trying to lock it, act like she's locking it down. They've locked it down so that I can't, come in.
What did you think of that moment? Did you? I didn't like that. I didn't like Hyun-jin being like that. I thought that was mean.
Yeah, it is mean, but it is it's very Korean culture, like very like bullying culture, like that's what people do in workplaces and at schools.
Yeah. So yeah, Jin-young does say in her confessional, like, after that moment, I was quite disappointed because it already felt like they were like a couple. She said it kind of felt like they were shipping them, her and Jun-seung, and making it that like they're a couple. But she was like, in truth, we're not. Like, we went to the attic house, but I don't want to be like seen as like I'm with Jun-seung. I'm very much open, and I want to see her to understand that, to know that I'm not locked down.
Yeah.
So then they have this chopping wood challenge. So I didn't really get it. Was it like how much wood you can chop in a certain amount of time?
Yeah, how much does it take?
Or how long does it take to chop the wood? How long does it take
I think it was a bit of both.
Yeah.
They didn't really clarify the parameters of the challenge.
Yeah. So they did some so Si-hyun talks about how he's the best wood chopper because he went to a restaurant. He used to frequent a restaurant when he was younger that he'd have to chop wood for the food.
Yeah, but that's in the confessionals only. He didn't say it out loud to anyone.
In the confessionals, yeah. But they did practice it the day before. They were like chopping some wood before, so everyone thought that it was a given, like Si-hyun would win. But it turns out Jun-seung was the winner. He did really well, but he ends up injuring himself a little bit. It's not really important.
No, it is because somebody goes to give him a plaster.
Oh yeah, Hyun-jin. Oh yeah, but
and then she's kind of developing some feelings for him then.
Yeah. So Hyun-jin goes and gets him a plaster.
And he's totally disinterested still.
Yeah. Jun-seung ends up winning a great date at the convenience store date.
Oh yeah.
Which is like the worst.
It was a 2-hour walk, 1 hour there, 1 hour back.
Yeah. So the hosts were like, how that is not a date. I mean, it's like giving them a chance to talk and stuff. So that's the whole point. It's like, if you go to the convenience store, it's right there and you come back, it's very quick. So this way they can talk. I guess going down is fine, but like the coming back up again with the stuff in hand, so they couldn't even buy that much stuff because they were like, we have to come back up. Yeah. It was pointless.
Also, even when they went to the convenience store date, like, it was so awkward and so weird. Because she wanted to clearly stay with the other guy, he was really, really awkward and weird and didn't know what to say and do.
Yeah. Like, she keeps, obviously this is an annoying situation because he keeps getting dragged away. Like, and there's not enough time. I keep saying it in all these programs. People keep getting dragged away in Singles Inferno as well. Oh
yeah, it's really frustrating.
More time, it would really help, guys. Please, producers, we need more time. So on the walk, Jin-young says, "I thought you would have picked." So she's showing again that she's disappointed that she got picked, because she says to Jun-seung, like, "I thought you would have picked Hyun-jin to go on a date with because you haven't spent much time with her." And he says, like, he doesn't like leading. He's like, I don't want to lead someone on. Like, I'm just that type of person that if I like someone else, I'm not going to I don't feel the need to talk to the other person. So he's basically like professing his love, or like close to love, to her, and she's like extra, and then now she's even more put off. I
Yeah,
think.
I think I think at this point she's got the ick. What do you think?
I think
I've got
definitely
the ick.
that
I've got the ick.
she had a slight ick, and now it's like, oh my god, I got the ick. Eh.
Yeah, I've got the ick. I've got the ick.
Oh no, I got the ick. It's like proper. So yeah, he says, yeah, I don't really feel the need to talk to Hyun-jin. So he says that when they came back from the attic house, that Si-hyun was asking questions about whether he was more drawn to so basically he tells Jin-young, when I got back from the attic house, I was talking to Si-hyun, and he was asking me like, do I feel more attached or more drawn to you, Jin-young, since we went there and after finding out about the age and job. And he says, I don't think he quite understands. He says, I think Si-hyun's like asking me these questions because he's trying to see if he's not seeing it as like he's trying to get information out of him because he's jealous or wants to get to know Jin Young. He's not quite seeing that yet, which is again simpleton behavior.
Yeah. I thought simpleton straight away.
He's
How
trying
can
to
you
help
not
me.
see that this man is like negging you, kind of thing? Like not negging, but you know what I mean.
And that happens more later, obviously.
Yeah, but the hosts clocked this straight away, and they were like, they did a little like a scenario.
Yeah, exactly.
So not a scenario. They had a little talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, I think they talk more about the second one when they're like at night time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but
maybe I'm thinking about that.
Then Si-hyun and Hyun-jin are left back at the hill, and they start talking, and they get a text to say that they can reveal their jobs and ages as well, and they get nervous about it because it's the whole age thing. He wants to be younger, and she wants to be younger, the whole thing. But anyway, he's a water polo player, and he's also a swim teacher, and she's like, wow, she wasn't expecting that. She's really impressed. And
now, what did you think? I thought that matches his look and his personality very well, because all sports guys are like always tutors and like always like terrible.
No, I wasn't thinking of the
athletes always like, you know what I mean?
I didn't think he was an athlete.
No, I mean I didn't think he was an athlete, but I just thought that matches him really well, because all like athletes and stuff like that are always like like very like egocentric and like
I for some reason I had him down as like a office worker or like a nerdy kind of person. I don't know why.
I had a blank slate for him. I didn't know, but I just knew he was like a F boy basically.
But then also, if you are I don't know. If
you are what?
No, nothing. I was gonna say, if you are, then why would you say you want to get married? But that is an F boy thing as well, because like sucking the person in. Generally,
and then you like ruin their life, and then you just throw them away.
Yeah. So she's an actress, but she also works in a woodring studio in her spare time. So she's got a bit of a creative outlet there. I mean, they're both creative things. So,
interesting. I found her interesting. What did you think she did for work?
I mean,
she was like so into her job.
Actress thing, I see it because I feel like I would have seen her in like some like school scenario in a Korean.
Yeah, she looks very like Korean drama like face. She's got a Korean drama.
She could be a lot of different ages.
Yeah,
she could play a very young character as well, like a school kid and stuff as well. So
yeah,
I do see it, and I do think a lot of actresses in their free time are very plain looking because they get done up and they're constantly in hair and makeup and stuff. Like I think a lot of them do tend to be like quite simple and like less makeup.
Yeah, and they have to as well, because you can't get a lot of like Botox and weird like things like that done, and like you can't do your like eyebrows a certain way and stuff like that.
They keep their skin very clean and stuff. But,
because then you can't be expressive and stuff, and you can't fit loads of roles.
Yeah. And look, you're on TV at the end of the day, so like everything's HD, so you probably need to make sure that you're not constantly wearing makeup, like keep the skin clean, because then
I think she just does a lot of skincare.
Yeah, every little bit of thing is like everything shows on your face. So he ends up being 26 and she's 27, so she is older. So Si-hyun's happy about that, and at this point she really likes him, so she's like, okay, whatever. Like it's like a joke at the end of the day.
I think at this point he can tell that she's locked in. so I'm going to move on and see if I can get another one as well, like on the hook,
maybe. So
catch another fish while I'm at it.
mm,
Because he can really tell, because she's like, yeah, I don't care. Like, and she's like, so, like, into him.
yeah. So then the other two come back from the convenience store and they start all cooking because they bought some food and stuff. They start cooking together. And Jun-seung is like in and out, like cooking, I think, outside a bit, cooking inside. And then this is where Hyun-jin throws a look to Jun-seung from the side. So
Yeah, and the hosts are like,
hosts
what?
are like,
Wait. What's going on? What's going
like,
on?
what? What's going on there? You know?
Yeah, that was a really good impression.
That girl, yeah. So yeah, so she's like secretively from like the inside of the little house
Yeah,
looking
she's
at him
sneaking
from
a
the
look.
outside, and she's also observing, I think, his interactions because she talks about how he and the hosts also talk about, I think that she's noticing how he's like being with Jin Young and showing and expressing how much he likes her and stuff, and she likes that.
Yeah.
Because I think she does say at some point, like, it really, like, I really like the fact that he's very expressive about his feelings and
Yeah, I think that's what she wants in a guy.
yeah.
But she keeps going for the
Not really
opposite.
getting that from Si-hyun. Like, he's not, like, he said, well, let's not speak
Yeah.
casually yet and all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
he's a bit of a guard up. So
He's being a bit douchey, that's it.
yeah. So she says, so in her
In my eyes. I don't know these people.
in their confessional, Hyun-jin says like she finds, so she's explaining, I think, the look, and she's like saying that Jun-seung, he just seems really cute, his character and his personality, and she said he's changed a lot, his personality and character, sorry, since being around Jin Young, and she likes how responsive he is and how transparent he is with his feelings.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so she did notice, like, obviously when she first met him, she didn't find him attractive and she picked Si-hyun, but then she slowly noticed that actually, like, he's nice in a relationship, or he's nice when he's like better when he likes someone. Like, I'm seeing a different side of him that she likes and she wants that ish. So they all reveal each other's professions and ages. Like, this is when they're talking outside, I think after dinner, and they're on that little balcony thing. So they're all like, oh wow, like you do this and do that. And they also find out that Si-hyun and Jin Young have the same date of birth.
Oh yeah, this is a bit when they're like, oh my god.
Date of birth, and they live near each other, so
And there's so much coincidence.
Yeah, so there was all that.
They definitely think it's fate. Yeah. They definitely think it's fate.
There's definitely all that Jun-seung stuff. There was all that fate about how they like fashion and all that kind of stuff. But this
No, I don't think that was. I think that was.
We know that he.
I think that's contrived.
Yeah. But this again to her feels like, oh, it's fate. Like, we have the same birthday. But again, not for me. Like, I don't want to share my birthday with you.
It's not about you, mate. It's not about you, but is it?
But we have to relate. I'm just saying how you relate to these. Would you feel like that's fate as well?
Yes, of course.
But also,
it's too much of a coincidence.
But the producers do know their date of birth, so that's not great. Like, the fact that they put them together.
No, but then, okay. So later on, we'll talk about what happens later on.
So, Hyun-jin's interest peaked when she found out that she's the same age as Jun-seung as well, which is weird because it's like 1 year difference. Like,
I know, but they're just like, we're friends. Like, they're like, that means we're friends. Like, they can talk casually. I mean, like, and we can, no, I mean, like, otherwise, like, they still, like, the other Jin Young has to call the other girl Onni, like, sister, and like the other guy has to say Hyun to Jun-seung.
Yeah. So then this is where Hyun-jin got a bit prickly, and she decided to abruptly ask Jun-seung, like, oh, what do you like about Jin Young? She like quickly said that abruptly. Like, that's not.
What did you think about that?
Yeah, that's not something you ever like, and this has been like quite a bit of time, and someone's like already established dating. Then you ask them because you don't know anyone's feelings yet. Really, no one's professed nothing.
Yeah, but Jin Young clocked this as well, and she got it right as well. Like, she's trying to establish, like, trying to make them become a couple.
Yes, and solidify. She says, like, I felt I didn't like that because it was awkward, and I felt like she was trying to solidify the relationship that I have with Jun-seung, which I don't want. So yeah, she didn't really like that.
What did the host say about it?
Huh?
What did the host say about this bit?
I don't know. I didn't really write anything. Nothing important, I guess. So then Jun-young says, at first, so his answer to Hyun-jin about why he likes Jun-young is that I was attracted to her, like her face, but then I realized we have loads of similar things, and things in common, and I like how emotionally stable she is. Which is like a very answer.
Yeah.
Like a bit.
All four of these people seem a bit like, dead-eyed. They just seem a bit like, they're not very like, they're not super interesting to me. They're not like super like engaging. They could have got better. Like, you need very dynamic characters for these shows. Like, that this season of Singles Inferno, they had such like dynamic, like people, like everyone was very, very different and very like animated and very.
You don't know, in a small group, if the Singles Inferno people were put in a small group as well, you don't know how, like, you're extra walking on eggshells and there's just four of you because your options.
Yeah, I'd totally clam up. Because you're on TV and everything.
The options, you're just like, oh, if this one doesn't work, like you can be a bit more like, I've got so many options to explore in the beginning, so you can just be like a bit, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
So, Jin-young confirms that she says in return, like, I do like Jun-seung because of how similar we are, and I have grown closer to him after our conversations.
I think she was just saying that for the sake of being nice on TV.
But she does quickly turn around and say, but I'm also curious about Si-hyun. And this is where the hosts are like, wow, these kids these days are so bold. They just say how it is.
Yeah.
Because it's like, she was also irritated. I think she wouldn't have said that. She said it more because of what Hyun-jin asked. So she's like trying to put her in a place straight away, saying, don't couple us off because they're not a couple. I am interested in Si-hyun. So she had to come back with that.
It's always the women battling. It's so nasty that they always make the women like, like battle each other.
But they don't.
It's inevitable. It's inevitable in this kind of situation because you're both going for the same thing.
But yeah, I know. But why be battled? Why don't you just like be like your best version of yourself? And then if he's attracted to you, he's attracted to you. Like, if
I know, but they
someone off a cliff and then be like, I'm the last one left.
Yeah, but in a competitive society, hyper-competitive society, this is inevitably going to happen because, like, everyone's competitive for jobs and competitive for, like, school and like, grades and everything.
Women need to be better about these things because, like, I don't want to be the last woman standing and then get the man. Like, it's not a battle because it's like, I'd rather someone choose me because they just like everything about me.
Then don't go on a dating show. Okay, and also the men are battling as well. Like, someone's in a battle and the other one doesn't know that they're in a battle.
Yeah, I expect it of men because they're just like stupid like that. But like, I feel like women are intelligent enough. They should be intelligent enough to know. Like,
you're so right.
You're so. It's just not the right way. You're never going to keep a man like that either. Like, he only liked you because of the competition. Now, when you don't have that, he's going to be like bored with you.
Yeah, those kind of men are pathetic anyway.
Yeah. But you're doing it to yourself with these women. It's just stupid. I don't know. So Hyun-jin, the host, and like, I think we all feel in this moment after that conversation, Hyun-jin does feel threatened because she did poke the bear a little bit there.
Yeah.
But
it poked right back.
Yeah, actually. Don't poke the bear. What is the phrase you say?
Don't poke the bear.
If you don't want to be like
eaten.
Bitten.
Well, I'm feeling like really like dumb right now because you got around with the phone. But just don't poke the bear.
This is one of our dumb moments.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay. So Si-hyun asked Jun-young about long distance relationships, and then he corners him. Like, so he's like, "How do you feel about long distance relationships?" And then he corners him because Jun-seung says, "Yeah, I don't mind it. I like it. We talked about it. Like, I prefer a long distance relationship."
Yeah.
So then he's like, "Well," Si-hyun corners him and says, "You should probably see the person more often than that than what you're saying. Like, if you really like the person." So he's trying to say, like, you're not right.
Who are you to say anything? I'd be like, who are you to like? Yeah, but who are you to like?
Yeah,
into my life.
If a couple's happy with it, like.
But that's really bold as well because he is younger. He's younger as well, like, and he's like punching. He's punching up.
Yeah, so this is where again Jun-seung shows his simpleton behavior because he's like, "Oh, I think Si-hyun was just telling me that he was like well-wishing and giving me a chance to express my feelings to her. Like, he was putting me in that corner so that I come out and like express myself to her, so that I am like proving to her that I really like her. Like, thank you for giving me that opportunity, Si-hyun. Like,
No, you're simple. You're too
literally
simple.
very simple-minded.
Yeah, and that's exactly. Now let's talk about what the host said. They were like having like the female host was like, "Oh my god!"
Straight away, she was like, "He's not seeing this the right way. Like, he's thinking,
Yeah.
but Si-hyun is definitely trying to."
They were laughing at him. I felt bad. They were laughing. They're like, he doesn't know what's going on. Like he's sitting there with a shark, but he doesn't know he's gonna be eaten by the shark.
Yeah.
They were like, they said something like that.
Yeah. So when
can you next time note a bit about what they say, because I
say
find
that.
that host hilarious. Like I find the things that they say hilarious.
Yeah. So they are really, they've got a good vibe between them, the two hosts, don't you think?
Yeah.
Even the
I ship them.
Is this the obviously the Singles Inferno hosts, they're well seasoned and they're really good. They vibe with each other really well.
We love them.
But for just the two of them, like, this is a really good, because it could not be good, but for the two of them, they're good. I like it. I
they got really good host chemistry.
I think the most boring one is the Better Late Than Single. Not boring, but I don't think they're like they're not as witty. But I need to remind myself of that because we've only seen one season.
Yeah, but also it's because it's difficult for them to comment because these people are very, very, like they've never been in relationships and things like that, so they're just worried about what they're going to say. They might say something offensive.
They can't laugh at them like that. Like, that's just me.
Yeah. So I think they're inhibited by what they can like say and do, because also they're all worried about society.
One of the guys is like he's the one that's jokey in that, the one that sits on the right, and he's like, I think he's a singer or rapper or something. I don't know. Okay.
Anyway. Car the something.
No, Car, yeah. Car the something. Stuntman.
Car the garden or something.
Car in the garden. Yeah, something like that.
Car's got something like that. Yeah.
Right.
He's a jokey one, I think. And the other guy, he's a K-pop idol turned actor. Yeah.
Car to my right.
Yeah, car to my right. Car to my right.
Is that his house?
No, it's Ron's house.
Car to my right.
Diggy. It was Diggy. We are so old.
Okay, sorry. It's Car to my right. Yeah, it's the movie. Car to my right. Okay. So when asked about her ideal type, Hyun-jin says, my ideal type, because they're like, oh, is your ideal type here? Someone asked her, and she said, I think it was Jin-young, and she says, yeah, my ideal type is here, but she gets like quite pensive and thinking about it, and she's like, I guess it doesn't really matter now though,
because she's thinking about the other. She's thinking about.
I did like Jun-seung, but now I like Si-hyun, so my ideal type on paper is obviously not really what I'm going for right now, so she's a bit confused.
Yeah.
She said like, I like Jun-seung, but like now I'm chasing after my fifth place guy, so I don't know what's going on. Oh my god! God forbid the third and the second and the fourth get thrown in here. Like, she would be so confused.
Yeah, she'd just be like, "Oh, I don't know what to do with myself now. I'm gonna try the pick of the. I'm gonna pick them all."
Yes, she's picked the runt of the litter right now, but
yeah, she has. But also, he like I feel like if that is what you're meant to do on a dating show, you're meant to like experience them all, like date them all, but
and experience different. I do think it is important in these dating shows to go for the like. She's not intentionally going the opposite, but you should try something different, because if things haven't worked in the past, like your patterns, like, just try something different.
No, but also you're meant to, like, the whole idea is that you're meant to try everything so that you know what you want at the end.
Yeah, but I never understand people that have been in like terrible relationships and they're like, oh, my ideal type, I've always gone out with these kind of people, but it's not worked. So
yeah, but the thing is, why they keep repeating that pattern is because they're drawn to that person again, and it's also always from from like past experiences. You want to, and like parents and stuff like that, you want to try and repair that relationship. You're stuck in that cycle.
Daddy mummy issue things, yeah.
Yeah, daddy mummy issues.
So they go inside, and Jin-young talks about being she starts talking about she's generally tends to be the one that compromises in relation. So they move inside and they start talking as a four again, and she talks about how in past relationships she's normally the one that compromises. So she'll be like, oh yeah, like bend to her partner and adjusting for someone that she likes. But Si-hyun picks up on that, and he's like, because Hyun-jin says, I don't know, like that would get exhausting if you keep doing that. And Si-hyun's like, I agree with Hyun-jin, because if you keep doing that, you're going to feel drained. And then he's going to feel entitled, the guy, because he thinks he can just always get his way with you, which is true.
Yeah,
that
is
was
100% true.
Which is not a F-boy thing to say.
No, but it is, because that's what he would normally do, so that's how he knows it. That's what I think.
God.
He would normally do that. That's how he knows it. Okay?
Wow.
I don't like this guy. I think maybe in the next 2 episodes, like we'll find out soon. Like we'll find out, like that I'm right. What do you think? What do you think it's gonna like? How do you think it's gonna go down?
We don't know. We'll put our theories in a box at the end of this.
Okay.
So the ideal. So then they talk about before they got here, and it emerges that, and Hyun-jin lets it out that she had like 5 guys to pick from, and
did she let it out to us, or did she let it out in front of them? I think she concealed it a bit. Yeah. Oh no, but she only said about the 5 guys. She doesn't reveal anything else, like which one she picked.
No. She just says she accidentally lets it slip that she had to pick from 5 guys.
Because she assumed the other girl had 5 guys as well.
Yeah, so she assumed that Jin-young did the same, but Jin-young had to only choose from 2. So I guess then Hyun-jin's like, oh, I guess I would like the primary. I was like,
I was the one who started it all. It all started for me.
Yeah, I was.
Then she's thinking, but now she's thinking. No, I think she's thinking like it's all about me, the world's revolving around me, like it's all revolving around me. Oh my god,
no, I did not think that.
No, yeah, I think that, because she thinks that, okay, so I must be like the primary focus of this entire show, like, because it's what I wanted, and like everything's revolving around me. Like, I would get that.
It is
very Truman Show like. I'd be like, oh my god, am I on the Truman Show? Am I?
So basically Jin-young only had the 2 that Hyun-jin picked. So she had her 5th and her first choice, and then Jin-young had to pick from those 2 who she liked. So who knows who she would pick from the 5. But yeah, she had a 50-50 chance that would be one of them, obviously. So yeah, so
what? So what? Who cares?
I think at this point she does say that she had picked Jun-seung.
Someone who cares. Okay, if you guys know her and you listen to Bravo, you know that is Joo-heon. So what? Who cares?
I randomly get like these things that come up of him, and it's just because he does a podcast with Albert.
Albert.
You know the other one's son.
Oh, Albie.
Albie. You know the one that talks like this, her son. What's her name?
Caroline Manzo. You're talking about
Caroline Manzo's son. He doesn't.
I thought they had beef.
I don't know. It's like weird. I didn't know they did a podcast together, but they were doing. It was a clip of a podcast that they were doing, and I don't know. It's like, okay,
I'm gonna have to check that out and see what. So what?
It's a bunch of rubbish coming out of his mouth. So don't waste your time. It's literally a bunch of crap.
That black water. You know, they fumbled that bag with the black water. They fumbled it because now it's worth like 1.something billion or something like that, or 2.something billion in that black water. They sold it off.
Black water, diamond water,
I would never be drinking black water. Water that is black.
Yeah, no.
Okay, anyway, so I know none of you guys care about this.
So this is when Jun-seung notices Hyun-jin for the first time. Once he's found out that he was her first choice. So up until this point he didn't know anything going on, but when she revealed that, Jun-seung, you are my first choice out of 5, he was like, his ears pricked a bit. He was like, oh, that's interesting. But not in like a kind of flirty way. He just says like, I feel bad, like I completely like ignored her because.
No, but he did say that. He did say it's making me more curious about her, or something like that. He said.
He said he noticed her.
Yeah, he said
curious.
Maybe I should like pay a bit more attention to her.
That is a kind thing where like it's like this whole time you've been ignoring someone, but then you find out that they were your number 1 pick. You'd be like, oh my god.
But he could also be a serial killer, not just a kind simpleton. He could be also a serial killer, not just a kind simpleton.
That's anyone.
Any male, to be honest.
So then it's heart chip time. So Jun-seung, this time he went for 1 handful last time. This time he puts 2 handfuls in Jin-young's box. He's really
good. And they're like laughing at his simpleton ways. It's just like not counting. Just like taking fistfuls.
Date again, isn't he? So he puts in 2 handfuls, and then
And like the host is
there's
laughing.
none in Hyun-jin's box.
Yeah,
So
but
that's
the host is laughing because of his like fistful wave.
yeah. Because they're like, yeah, you need to go, because after
He doesn't even count or nothing.
because Si-hyun puts hearts in Hyunjin's, and but then there's hinting, but then the hosts are like, they notice that he starts counting, he's putting them in Hyunjin's box, and they're like, no, like go with the handfuls, don't start counting them, you're never gonna win if you do it by like individual. Like you've got to put the handfuls in. They're like, he's lost already, like he didn't put any handfuls in. Si-hyun puts hearts in Hyunjin's, and he puts a bit more than last time. But Jin-young splits the chips between both guys, and I think she ends up putting more in Si-hyun's, yeah. Yeah. So Hyunjin gives loads of chips to Si-hyun. She says she's more certain than ever, and she only gives 1 chip to Jun-seung. But it's only 14 chips to Si-hyun, so she's still being a bit cautious with it. But she gave like 5 or 7 chips last time. So Si-hyun is pressured. Oh yeah. So then they kind of hide some of the voting stuff till later because they want to find out who's going to get the attic thing again. But Si-hyun, they go back to the room and everyone starts to talk about, or Hyunjin starts to talk about Si-hyun's animal pajamas. And then Jin-young's like, I really want to see your animal pajamas. And he says, you will if you get a chance. So isn't that was
so
like,
F-boy like.
that was in front of Hyunjin as well. And she wasn't.
She didn't like that. She didn't like that at all.
She was not happy, yeah. So
if I was in her position, I'd be like, okay, this guy is flirting with some other girl and I'm not interested in that. That would give me the ick straight away. If some guy that I'm interested in and then he's shown interest in me, then he starts going off script and starting flirting with some other girl, wouldn't you be like, oh, that's not for me?
Yeah, but again,
I'm not interested.
You're comparing it. So this is like all the other stuff I compare to. Like for me, that's off-putting, but for other people, it's like the thrill of the chase. You know.
I don't want someone
in the battle between the girls. It becomes a battle between the girls. It's like that age-old thing of like someone cheat, like the guy never gets in trouble. It's like the girl's fault. But like, like even though the girl was single and didn't know, like but yeah, so
they always blame the girl.
Hyunjin's going to be mad at Jin-young in the situation. Si-hyun. So they're having this conversation about pajamas, and then it gets revealed. Through this, they start to reveal and give us little nuggets about who gave chips to who. So it turns out Jin-young gave 10 chips to Jun-seung. And he was actually, when he opened the box, he was actually not worried again. He was like, yeah, like it was more than he expected. So yeah, I don't know what he's doing. He's giving handfuls to the girl, and he's like, oh, I'm really happy I got 5. Like it's really stupid. I don't know what's happening with him.
He's not really.
Maths is not a strong subject. He's not really like understanding how this works.
It's because he's a simpleton, and also I just don't think he understands the game of like life, or understands the game of like this. This is a competitive space.
Yeah. So she ends up giving. So she gave 10 chips to Jun-seung, but she gave 20 chips to Si-hyun. So she is liking Si-hyun way more than Jun-seung.
Yeah, we already knew that, didn't we?
Yeah, we knew that. But I thought she would have split them equally.
No, I didn't, because it was just obvious that she's not really into Jun-seung at all. She's just like she's just trying to look not like a mean person.
I wonder if she saw her box before she made her decision. No, I think they would do the decision first, because then otherwise, if I was Jin-young, I would have been a handful. I'm going to count them and I'm going to do more so I can go with. So they must do the chips before.
They do the chips before. Remember, because they show the chips before and then they all go. Look at their chips one by one.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry, I'm confused. So the the bathroom is inconvenient message from Hyun-jin that was impactful to Si-hyun. I don't know. So this is what Hyun-jin wrote in her message to Si-hyun in his box. So she gave him the chips, and she writes, "The bathroom is inconvenient."
Yeah, so I think she means that it's like
the attic house. That's what the hosts say. The hosts say that, oh, she's being really informal, and her informal way of writing is charming, and she's basically trying to say like the bathroom situation in the house that we're in is really inconvenient because we're sharing with everyone. Let's go to the attic house. So it's her riddle.
Yeah.
It's her little riddle. So
I think this house is better than the attic house. But she don't know it because they haven't been to the other house. And she'll be like, oh damn, we should have stayed in this house.
So
I know that's not the point of the show, but
yeah.
that's what I'd be thinking.
So Jin-young got 76 chips from Jun-seung, and she got 14 from Si-hyun. So he gave Si-hyun and Hyun-jin the same amount of chips, 14 each.
Oh my god! I didn't notice that.
Yeah, Si-hyun gave it equal. Yeah.
He's definitely a hoe.
So at first they're like, oh no, Jin-seung. Jin-seung's won again. He's given 76 chips, but then they realize that they haven't revealed Hyun-jin because she was going for it.
I thought that as well. Like Jin-seung's one.
But Hyun-jin, we don't know how many chips she ended up giving to Si-hyun. So they're like, they're over the moon because they're like, yes, they've left her out and it's going to be her.
Yeah, but that makes no difference because we know who she's going to pick. It's not gonna flip the script.
No, but they're excited because they're like, oh, Jun-seung, like the handful, like it's just not the same person, obviously.
Yeah.
So then the hosts are like over the moon and they're like, oh my god, she's an actress. She knows how to get screen time. She knows what she's doing. This girl,
Yeah, she's playing the game. She knows how to play the game. That's what you need on shows like this. People who know how to play. Not simpletons.
So Jin-young, who already knows from her box she got so many chips from Jin-seung, is shocked when she finds out Hyun-jin gave more because she knows they all went to Si-hyun. So she's like, how many did she give him? And she says and then she says in her confessional, Hyun-jin's a scary lady. Like, I guess I missed another chance to spend time with Si-hyun. She says she's scary because she's like, the person who likes me gave me too many chips and you've given more than that. And like, you've out-chipped him. Like, how is that possible? You're crazy. Like, you're not going in this cautiously. So she's like marking her territory again. And that's, I guess, irking Jin-young.
Yeah.
So Hyun-jin obviously picks Si-hyun to go spend time in the attic house. But he literally drags his feet. Like, he's like, you could see him lingering and looking at Jin-young, and he's like,
oh yeah, that was so like,
I gotta go.
They should have just stayed together. Like, if that bat into each other, like, I just feel like you could literally see the chemistry. Like, and she was like arching her back. No, she was arching her back. Remember to say like to talk to him, like when she was doing all that.
So he drags his feet to leave, and then he says to Jin-young, I guess tomorrow you'll see me in my pajamas, or something like that.
Gross.
Then he comes in.
Really gross to me.
And then he sits on the side. So he gets ready quickly, and then he comes up, and then he's like watching her from the side while she's like cleaning up and stuff, Jin-young. And then he's just like looking at her, and then they're exchanging looks. And then the host
he's giving me like predator eyes. He's got like predator eyes, and he's like very predatory.
It isn't really like quickly like this part.
And then that stupid simpleton's just like fumbling around everywhere. The host to talk about that as well. Like, he hasn't noticed any of this, and he's in the same room as them.
Yeah, exactly. And like, you can just so tell he didn't want to go.
Yeah, like he should have just stayed there.
So that's where it ends, and then they show the host being like, and they're like, "Go on, put the next episode on. Put the next episode into the
the episode. No, they're talking about they got up and they decided to reenact it, like pretend that they were her.
Yeah.
Both of them pretended they were her, like arching her back and like talking and like.
Oh my god! Like
that was hilarious.
And then literally as he was leaving the door, Si-hyun was like looking at her still, like he was not happy to be going, and Hyun just like, I mean, I don't know if she picked up on it, but
yes, I don't think she picked up on it. But she must have heard like their convo like before she came up, because he also like started talking about something else, or like was quiet since she came up, and the host clocked that as well. I
think in these scenarios you should be able to say no, because there's such short time. I think you should just be able to say like, I don't want to go with you or something, because it becomes
because they're not going to do that.
This can keep happening, but this can keep happening until the end, and then they have to leave. It's just Because that's what's going to happen. Jin-seung puts all the chips in, picks Jin-young. Hyun-jin's going to pick all the chips and then pick the other one. So they're never going to be able to talk. I don't know. Like they have to be. Maybe they're going to be given another competition the next day, and Si-hyun will win or Jin-young might win. Because I think
Yeah, I hope they change it
will
up.
be the next competition. I think because they already done the log competition, the boys. So it'll probably be a girl competition next.
Yeah, but it's not really much of a competition because they never even talk about the rules or anything or like what's happening in the competition.
Yeah, but
So-
whatever it is, hopefully Jin-young wins because that will be the only chance we get to pick Si-hyun.
Okay, now what do you think is going to happen next?
So
episode?
it was really funny at the end when the hosts were like, "Oh, for the next episode, or we need to see the next one," and then the producers were like, "Oh, we don't have it," and they're like, "Oh, you don't going to bring it with you? You don't have it? What do you mean?"
Yeah, because you know, like when you want to see what happens next.
And that's when they rewinded it and they said, "Okay, so you don't have the next episode, so let's just rewind it. We want to see this again." And then that's when they reenacted it.
Yeah.
Let's just go back to this scene. Look, pause it, and then they were like, "Look what they're doing! Like she's arching her back and over her shoulder."
Yeah, I love these two as a host. At first, you know, when we first started this show, I was like really apprehensive about like how's it going to be with these two in this like weird attic, and they're watching this on computer, and like each of them's got one headphone in.
No, I really like the setup because I like.
Yeah, I love it. I'm going to love it.
It felt
And
like
these two are really good.
You're like friends in a room where they're like,
yeah.
watching things like back in the, like a Clarissa explains it all back in the day, like really cute.
Yeah. Very much like gives like homey vibes, like Korean homey vibes.
Sitting on the ground, like kind of like on a food.
Very Korean. That's very Korean.
Yeah.
And also, like, what do you think is going to happen at the end of this? I think they're just going to switch over, and they're going to end up like, you know, like the simpleton's going to end up with the actor.
They're going to have another. Firstly, they're going to have another girl competition. I think Jin-young's going to win, and then Si-hyun will get to go. Like they'll get to have their little date or whatever, and then they will like each other, and then it will flip, and that will give the other two a chance to talk. But I don't think Jun-seung, the other guy, is ever going to like Hyun-jin.
Yeah, I think so. That maybe.
I think they're both doomed. Like I think that the only chance is
they'll be friends.
Jin-young and Si-hyun of getting together. I mean, there's a chance that Si-hyun could end up speaking to Jin-young and be like, "Oh yeah, actually, I do still like. I keep thinking about Hyun-jin." So he could go back to her. But I don't think he doesn't. The other guy has no chance. He's got no one.
Yeah, let us know. We want to know more than what like our opinions are. We want to know your opinion.
Yeah, let us know.
So we'll be back very, very soon with another episode.
So 3 and 4 of this experiment.
Oh, Isolated Romance. Love Lab, Isolated Romance, Netflix, season 1. Bye.
Yeah. Bye.
Quick, hit the follow button so you never miss an episode. You can also follow us on our socials too: Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Blue Sky, YouTube, and give us a 5-star rating on whatever you're listening to this podcast on.